winter wonder babies. My name is Heather and welcome once again to the Myth Throws channel. In this video, I will show you how I made this coat. So that girl in the intro doesn't know it yet, but this video is only of all the mistakes I made during this project. It took so much longer than I anticipated. I had so much footage, didn't know what to do with it, and sorry, but the mistakes are not exclusive to sewing. There is some bad lighting, out of focus shots, terrible angles, just a huge mishmash of mistakes of all kinds. But mistakes are a part of the creative process and a part of learning a new skill like video making. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you, in a comedic fashion, what that's like. So here I am in the mock-up I made to test the pattern. And I'm cutting off the pieces of the hood that were too long. My mistake was that I did not cut that off of the hood pattern, and then it plagued me for ages when I cut out the lining and the shell. I also should have noticed the poor design of the hood. That came back to bite me later. Aha, here I am cutting out said hood, having not altered the pattern. Don't do it! Oh my god, she's doing it. Here I'm trimming the front of the collar because the shoulder seams didn't line up and the front had extra fabric. I don't know how. For the lining, I used a second-hand duvet cover. I first cut out the pieces from the lining and then ironed interfacing onto the back. Were I to do this again, I would cut the pieces out of the interfacing and iron them onto this fabric. It turned out to be very flimsy and have little to no integrity after being cut. My hem was wonky not only from my crappy pattern making, but also because after ironing this fabric, it sort of lost its shape and just morphed into something different, so I had to chop that off too. Thankfully, it was at least still usable. And since I made the mistake of skipping steps in the mock-up stage, here I am editing the pattern using the lining as a guide. For those of you who don't know, this is not standard practice, nor is it a good idea. This is the wool I got from Turkey this summer when I was visiting family. It's 80% wool and 20% polyester because the 100% wool was unaffordable and also only one color, and this is so gorgeous I couldn't leave it. So I'm gonna cut this now and I'm very scared that I'm gonna fuck it up. Maybe I should just make a cape. Oh yeah. Should I just make a cape? Okay, so while I was cutting these out, I don't work a lot with patterns, like not the cutting patterns, the patterns on the fabric, so I'm not used to them. And I realized while I was cutting them out that because the bottom is curved, it's not really gonna be, the pattern on the bottom is gonna be kind of fucked up, but what can you do? I should have just cut out the normal panels and then cut out extra triangles to insert. That way the pattern could have gone more along the bottom and less like across it, but you live, you learn. I'm sure it'll still look fine. I've got all these panels sewn together. I have the two front panels left to sew on and some pockets. I haven't sewn them on yet because the pockets need to go in between the very front panels and these other front panels. So I have to decide what height to put them at, and I haven't done that yet. So that's what I'm doing now. Here's me guessing where to place the pockets. Spoiler alert, I guessed wrong. Nah. Alright, so I've got the lining hood. I'm gonna cut out two more hood pieces. from the wool, and then I'm going to attach them. I don't know exactly how it will work. Now I will cut out the hood from the wool and then attach that. Enough hood drama, on to Dicky drama. I struggled with what to call this throughout the whole process. This tiny little son of a bitch right here gave me a lot of grief. You see, I was inspired by my winter coat that I bought for myself last year. Ah yes, this one. You see the extra zipper? That's what I wanted to put on my coat. Seems simple enough, but it was a real labor of love that turned into a labor of resentment. Yeah. All right. So I've got the lining and the shell assembled to body and hood. Now, because I'm avoiding the sleeves, because I'm avoiding making a decision about them, I'm going to try and install the zipper in between all of this. Thus begins the saga of the Dicky. Ah, it's the wrong side. It needs to go on this side. This is exactly the right. Not enough seam allowance. I'm gonna try.
Why? Why would you do that?
So I'm gonna sew these together at the bottom and the top so that when I turn it right side out, there's a finished part that I can just shove the top and bottom of the zipper into. Okay, so I've kept it inside out, and now I'm pinning the zipper into it like so. So I will sew it down there, and then when I turn it in right side out, the zipper will be embedded in one side, and then I'll have to do that again on the opposite way.
Oh my god, you're so dumb. This is hard to watch. Ah, and here's an example of a lovely filming mistake where I forgot to plug in the microphone. In this scene, the young woman has finally come to terms with her mistake and has rectified it. And here she's realized her current mistake, but swiftly moves on to repeating a mistake she has not yet recognized.
Stop! You're putting the zipper in backwards! Now I'm gonna baste it in.
It's backwards.
Well, first I'm gonna pick out these stitches, but I'm not gonna make you watch because it's super boring. And then I'm gonna baste this in. So the zipper is in here now.
Look at it, it's backwards!
Like this.
Ah, it's backwards!
So I'm gonna sew along here.
Don't do it, it's so backwards!
You are about to enter a world of regret. Now. Oh my god. I put it in the wrong way. Alright, I have now basted it in place. Bottom. The zipper is halfway in and facing the right way. Ah!
Good morning.
Covered in ice water. Good morning.
And here you'll see me make one of the rarer kinds of mistakes, the one that works out. You see, loyal watchers, I decided to use a fitted sleeve pattern piece, and then totally disregarded the fitted part about it and inserted it as a regular sleeve. I ended up with a large amount of excess fabric at the shoulder seam, which I skillfully morphed into a puff sleeve that I actually quite liked. Ladies and gentlemen, the triple threat of mistakes. Not only am I working on a failed experiment, not only is the action out of frame, those earbuds also look really stupid. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is me once again taking apart the Dickie. Yes, the mother-daddy of all mistakes on this project was forgetting to put a collar on it. Here's me realizing that and subsequently having a second adult temper tantrum.
God damn it! Okay, time to get to work.
In the deconstruction process, the lining got destroyed and had to be redone. Now, this wasn't a mistake. I just found brushing this pillow extremely satisfying and thought you might too. Enjoy. I am using a pet brush to brush out this pillow. It needed to be brushed. I got it at the secondhand store and it was full of gross stuff. I do not have a pet because I rent and I'm not allowed to, so I borrowed my neighbor's pet brush. So this is me brushing out a secondhand pillow for a coat that I'm making with my neighbor's pet's brush. Aha! I told you shouldn't guess where to put the pockets. Also, the pockets themselves were a ridiculous size. Much better, but you still haven't cut those extra bits off the hood yet. This is also not a mistake. Again, it was just satisfying. This pillow was really fun to work with. Those little extra bits on the hood that I cut off of the mock-up yet left on the pattern and therefore on the lining and the shell are still there. Truly, it was a mistake to leave them in. I fiddled around with them. There was a lot of sewing and then picking out sewing. Eventually, I took them out like I should have in the beginning. There's no lesson here, just suffering.
Fuzzy food! I prefer down here. Do I have enough? I do. Oh, I have to take out all the stitching.
Here I am trimming down the hood because I made it far too large because I used a pattern meant for a different kind of fabric. Once again, I am fiddling with those extra bits on the hood that are just gonna be chopped off. And here I am post-stitch ripping, adding in that fur trim. Ah yes, here it is, people. You thought you'd seen it already, but no, this is in fact the stupidest mistake of this project. See me pin the sleeves right side to right side. See me cut the fur to insert in between those pieces. See me sew it all together. And then see me realize the vastness of my own buffoonery. Uh-oh, indeed.
Oh no!
This should have made sense. I don't understand. It's always right side to right side.
What happened? Ugh.
Oh, finally.
Hello again. Okay, I'm going to try to finish this coat today. Anyways, I'm kind of starting to hate it. And when a project takes too long, this point always comes.
And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the last hurdle. Inserting the dicky. This is the disappointing denouement of the dicky drama. And there you have it, folks. I don't know how it happened, but all those mistakes added up into one gorgeous coat. I love the way it looks. It turned out beautifully. It did not, however, turn out warm, and I cannot, in fact, wear this as a winter coat. Someday, I may take it apart and insert some insulation so I can indeed wear it as a winter coat. For now, it's sitting in my closet until next winter, when I hope to have found the strength to forgive it for what it did to me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you later.